Hello guys, welcome. Thank you for tuning in again today. This one is a quick one because why I want to make it quick is so that you guys will listen from what this man says in this video. I just want to be here so that I will be watching this video with you. So now, this man, I think his name is Magnus Oraka. He just said it all because the way this man analyzed this video, I'm telling you, is very, very awesome. And whosoever is this man should tell this man that I, Dan Speaks Common Sense TV, tell him kudos, congratulations. This video explains the whole thing between VDM and Falana family. I'm telling you, this man just dissects the whole thing. Nothing but the truth, because this video he did here has a lot of substances in it. I just want you to pay attention, listen to this man from the beginning to the end. You're going to know the truth behind this VDM case, Bobrisky and Falana. You see that very dark man did not do anything wrong. They just want to go after him because they feel that he is nobody, and they did not want to tarnish their own image because of their involvement in this corruption and criminality we are talking about in that country. And now tell me how this country, Nigeria, will be good. Tell me how is it going to be better if these people are hiding under their bed and committing atrocities and don't want people to reveal it because of their name, because of their position, but they know what they are doing is not good, but they keep on doing it and want people to be covering it. And that is why Nigerians are not coming up to say anything, because when you come out to say anything against them, they will track you, lock you up, use DSS, police, or whatever to intimidate you, and even try to put you in prison for saying something wrong they did. That is exactly what is happening here between Falana and the VDM. But Mr. Magnus Oraka just open up the whole thing. What he says here, man, is too much. I want you to, from the beginning to the end, listen to this man and understand really that they just want to come after VDM because they think VDM has nobody, VDM has no money, and VDM is nobody. But you see this time around, it's not going to be like before. Yes. All of them that are destroying that country and hiding under the carpet, it's a big time they will be exposed one by one. One by one. So thank you, my good people. Like I said, don't fail to subscribe. Don't fail to share. Listen to this man, Mr. Magnus Oraka. I want you to listen to this from the beginning to the end. Please, have patience. I want you to finally understand what is going on in this matter. Thank you, and bye for now. I will see you in my next video. I want you to watch this video. Thank you.
Now, yesterday I made a video which went viral, and that's it's just a slight perspective I threw on the case between VDM and the Falanas. And my comment stemmed from the interview granted by the SAN on Channels Television. And my immediate response was buoyed by anger and further strengthened by the situation of the country. So I made my comments on that. So having calmed down, the whole of today I've been bombarded with calls, different calls from US, from Italy, from Germany, within Nigeria. In fact, I can't count. In fact, over 100 calls today. But I was particular about two calls. Two calls. One call, in fact, it's my friend. If you see this video, no vex, but I have to say it because it goes to show how sometimes we too are contributory to the problem of this country. That he's not angry with me because Falana is his uncle, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, this is not about who is your uncle. It's not about Falana, it's not about Bobrisky, it's not about VDM. It's about a system. It's about a country in total peril. It's about a desire to see a country work. So, if we begin to put these sentiments in front, we can never get it right. Because if it's this one, I will say it's my brother. If it's that one, you will say it's your brother. That way, nobody is going to pay for anything. And we'll move in this vicious cycle that has continuously perpetuated the corruption in this country. So do not be offended that I made a case against Falana. I don't know him. Probably don't want to know him. Then the other call I received was a guy trying to tell me that VDM will lose the case should the case go to court. Now, there's what we call cognitive dissonance. This is a situation where when our mind continuously becomes accustomed to a particular event, our brain begins to normalize it. And therefore we see it as normal. Now, because our judiciary is corrupt, we tend to be disillusioned about having favorable outcomes irrespective of whether we follow due processes or not. That is wrong. However, I was able to call my lawyer friend and said, what constitutes a defamation of character? What is it that constitutes a defamation of character? Now, for starters, for there to be a defamation of character, the purported statement must be untrue. That means the purported statement, that is the first criteria for there to be a defamation of character. The statement purported must be untrue. The purported statement must be untrue. I beg. Sorry. Don't call in now. I will open the line for calls. Bring the power bank. Don't call now. After the opening statement, we are going to call. But for now, don't call. The number to call in. Okay, the numbers to call in. Let me type the number to call in. Will be. But don't call now until I finish the narrative. +234 901 565472. Yeah. So it's okay. So it was almost as if there are some people who are against very dark man who called me. Now, like as I was saying, sorry for the slight distraction. For there to be a defamation of character, the purported statement must be untrue. That is the first criterion. The second criterion will be that the said statement that is untrue must have a negative effect on the person claiming defamation. Now, when I called my lawyer friend, he said that actually, truthfully, the onus of proof, because I asked him, I said, in the case of VDM and Falana, somebody made a recording and somebody presented that recording in which the voice of the person who made the allegation is recorded. Who is defaming who? He actually said it is the person that made the record available legally. Okay. But should the person be able to prove that the statement contained in that recording is true, that means for purpose of justification, it is no longer defamation. So the long and short of my conversation with my lawyer friend is that there will be no case of defamation of character if the actions contained in that recording is true. If it is established that, I'm not saying that the allegations contained in that statement is true. If it is established that the recording is real and that voice belongs to Bobrisky, the voice belongs to Bobrisky, the onus of proof now shifts from very dark man to Bobrisky. If you are a legal practitioner, you are following me, please, you can discredit my argument.
If you're looking to sell your car, Carvana will give you a real offer in seconds. You will be paid right when they pick up your car at your home, or you can just drop it off at one of their car vending machines. My wife and I have our first baby on the way, and we're gonna definitely need a bigger car. Carvana's making that super simple.
Here or not, and say it's not true. Please don't call in now. I'm using the phone as a Wi-Fi. If you are calling in, call only on WhatsApp. Don't call directly. If you call directly, you will disrupt the transmission. So, yesterday, on Channels Television, Falana was reverberating, fuming, that because he is chairing or he's heading a group of legal luminaries that have international status, he wouldn't want to condescend by going into legal litigation. All they want is an apology that meets his standard. An apology from VDM that meets his standard. Now let me tell you what an apology does. Let me tell you what an apology does. Once you apologize for something, it's technically an admission of guilt. Now, is an apology good? Fine. But since in this instance, it's going to take a legal tone, we are discussing, obviously with the way the whole thing have turned out, it's going to have, we were assuming in a legal pool. There's a legal smoke everywhere. So it would be dangerous for anybody to be tendering apologies. Now, it's just like Falz coming to say he's sorry for all the confusion that the case has brought to him and his fan. You see. Now, let me also go back to something I said yesterday in the video. I told Very Dark Man that the can of worms that he has popped open is a complex dynamic of a type of immorality that has defined our cultural society today. And perhaps it goes beyond the mere perspective of just pointing out names that are involved in this morality. It goes beyond that. So, what we see are different facets in the country that are indicators of how rotten the country has become for many years. That is our judiciary, our police, our army, our executive, our judiciary, our everywhere, including you and me. We are all contributory to the wrath in this so-called fabric that defines us as Nigerians. So, this case is not about entertaining ourselves because there is gossip to be heard. It's a moment that defines us if we can truly call ourselves Nigerians, if we can truly call ourselves a nation, if we can truly define ourselves as contemporary people as seen elsewhere in more responsible climate in developed worlds. So, some of us have not spent time to develop the rationality that our mind should ordinarily collect. We have lacked the inability to rationalize. The place of rationalization has been occupied by our biases that has been cooked up by our religious proclivities and tribal proclivities. Hence, we lack the ability to accommodate fairness, equities, and justice. Do I believe Nigeria can work? No. Do I believe it can work with the right leadership? Yes. Our problem is simply a problem of leadership. And when the head is corrupt, everything that comes underneath will definitely be corrupt. yeah, man. Some of us don't understand grammar. Sure, you get me? Anyway, jokes apart. Mr. Falana is on a threshold of ridiculing himself. VDM has nothing to lose. If they lock VDM, it no be big news. After all, he go wear in short knicker with that trouser. Where they tie rope, where they shokoto. Go wear in shokoto, can't take picture. It will be more content for his page. But if they put Falana for prison, it will be big news. It will be big news, Abi. So, I spoke and I said yesterday that it would have been best for Falana to remain silent. It would have died off naturally. Making that interview on Channels. Imagine if Shehu invites VDM to Channels Television. Imagine if VDM goes to that same Channels Television as a reporter. Right now, VDM, I know he's holding back because of whatever little respect he has left. I saw the video he made today regarding the Falana's response on Channels TV. So, when he throws away that respect, I trust you, believe me, God, Falana has a lot to lose. The Falanas are walking on thin ice. They are walking on thin ice. And I implore them to be careful, to be circumspect. Otherwise, the wrath, the worms in this can They've laid egg. In fact, the yet of it all is not, we've not seen the rest of it all. Now, the other part that I want to say, it's okay to love your son. I love my son. I have 2 sons. God knows I love them. You touch any of them, I will show you what the love of a father is. I want them to grow up and become gentlemen. I want them to grow up and be neat. They speak in environment. They speak so maturely. They have wives. They get erection in front of women, you know. And those things that you see and you say, yes, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. But I cannot be pleased in a son that involves himself in immorality. I cannot be proud in a son that is illiterate. I cannot be proud in a son that involves himself in questionable character. Judging from that interview alone, if I'm VDM, all I need to do is just replay everything on the channel's interview. Number 1, Falana, in your own submission, admitted there was indeed a communication between Bobrisky and Falz. So there was a communication. And the communication was a motion to seek for assistance of 3 million naira. You said it, the whole world heard it. We saw it, we listened to it. You understand? So there was, so if I have a friend, there must be, I'm not necessarily a sexual relationship. That's not what I'm saying. But there must be a deep relationship for me to cause somebody to ask for 3 million naira as help. As I tell like this now, whoever I can call and say, give me 30K, borrow me 30K, must be a very close friend. Even 10K self, 10,000, it must be a very close friend. So there must be a strong relationship. If I can have someone I can call to give me 100,000, that person must be influential, and that person must have a relationship with me to the point that he can give me 100,000. If I can have someone that can call me, that can give me 3 million naira, there must be a relationship. Now, what type of relationship, I don't know. Now, for you to say, Bobrisky, don't call me again, and you call the correctional service. Who is Bobrisky to the point that he should have access to the controller general of prisons to make calls to you? This is Bobrisky, for crying out loud, we are talking. He has no degree. He's somebody who just decided he has degree. Okay, then my wife correct me, he has a degree. Okay, he's somebody who we know was a riffraff who chose to change from, he first said he's a cross-dresser, but I saw an interview who said when he was a man and he wouldn't dream of becoming a man again. So he's a woman. Which is it? In one instance, you are a woman. In another instance, you are a man. In another instance, and see, there's a whole lot that is going on here. There's a whole lot that is going on here. And I advise Falana to be circumspect. To be circumspect means to be careful. Because the more you push it, yes, they may lock VDM. Yes, you might use the power of the law to twist it and give it a different narrative to the extent that VDM will be locked. But in the court of social media, in the court of the popular masses, your name has been destroyed. You have lost, even as it is, after that interview on channels, you have lost quite a lot of respect already. Already you have lost quite a lot of respect, because from the calls I got yesterday, a lot of people were fuming and getting angry. So it is best you let, in fact, this will not be dog where they sleep safe. You let this dog lie. If the dog can go back to sleep again, it only time can cajole this dog to sleep. But for now, you have stirred the hornet's nest, and The only person that will undo you now is not VDM, it's yourself. It's okay to defend a child, but not to the extent that you defend the child to, when we dey small, you defend the child to the point of him thinking you are supporting his corruption. When we were small in those days, maybe they catch us, go steal a kuli kuli, or they steal the peg. They come bring us, come say, Mama Magnus, your pikin can't carry kuli kuli for my shop. In fact, from where they point you come, my mother don't enter you, they beat you. They beat you. Why? Because you have brought shame to her in the first place. You have brought shame to her. At that point, she's not looking at the fact that she's defending a child. She flog you for bringing shame to the house. Then she flog you for correction before she tell the other man, hey Mama Chinedu, sorry oh. Not children, I know. But at least no parent wants children to bring disgrace to them. So the fact that there is a relationship between Bobrisky, a known cross-dresser, who in some instances he said in one video that he likes doggy. And the contextual narrative of that statement didn't suggest that he is the one giving the doggy, but it was more like he is the one accepting the doggy. So clearly, if you add bits and pieces of narrative from one video and that video, you put them together, this is a self-confessed homo. If I am a father, I wouldn't even be happy that my child has a relationship with such a character. So you should be even angry at your son for having a relationship with a questionable character as Bobrisky in the first place. This is Africa. We have our value that is strictly designed under the concept of morality. Our forefathers, great-grandfathers respected the dignity of the womanhood. They taught our sisters how to close their legs, how to dress properly, how to dress their breasts, how to behave, how to respect. Never in my history or in my existence did I have the notion that our parents taught us to see our manhood or femalehood less dignifying to the extent that we have to cross gender to assume the gender of the opposite sex. Never. I've never seen that. So that I have a child that will bring a friend. That was the one. Maybe as my most times my son brings his friend to come and watch English Premier League in my house. Then one of them will just come and say, good morning, sir. Good evening, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I say, sir, I go first shout for what the boss say? What the boss say? Obaro, where did you know this? Oh yeah, leave this house now. Now I'll be worried because for my son to be associated with a character like this, the first principle of show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are will crop into my head. Clearly, there will be the suspicion whether my son does it. I've been allowed to talk. And that will be a great problem because I didn't give birth to a child that has a penis that will be attracted to the yash of somebody else. That is unacceptable to me. I cannot accept that. Or give birth to a girl who, rather than accept brick inside her vagina, will be turned off by the sight of penis. Never. I have a daughter. Your job is to go and get married and provide for me beautiful grandchildren. And that can only happen with interaction of Bekus and Bola. I have a son. Go and get married. Don't laugh. This is not a laughing man. I have a son that should go and get married and interact his Bola with Bekus and give me grandchildren. What is all this rubbish? What is our society turning into? So, I think I've said so much. The long and short of it is that this defamation character, this defamation line, this defamation route that Falana is towing can only, yes, you might injure very dark man. You can, because you know the ropes of a corrupt system of the judiciary. So yes, you can twist everything. As a learned son, the judge might say, okay, this is our, and then they will look the other way. But at the end of the day, you might win the courts, but you can never win the popular opinion of Nigerians. Leave very dark man alone. In fact, when I saw that video, I thought very dark man was going to make a statement, but he was matured. He was very, very matured. Because I know, say, we from Edo and Delta, we know they carry last. He was very matured. But if Falana is more matured and has seen that video, he will know that that guy, don't push him to a point where he will realize that he has nothing to lose. And when he gets to that point, yeah, now you go lose. Oh, persuade already dirty body for ground, no go mind but in shed dirty rich. Now you want wear agbada, white agbada, you won't go 5% already sit down for ground. Eh? There's one adage in Robo and almost kidioto over Kopako. That's a picky sit down for ground. You know they stand up for elders, elder come and sit down. Because he's already, I don't know. So the lines are open. You can call in. The line to call in again is +234 901 565 473.